a quiet city often described as one of the safest places in America. But in 2015, the safety of this community was shattered when a young woman came here with dreams of a better life, and vanished. Her name was Elizabeth Elena Laguna-Salgado. She was just 26 years old, born and raised in Chiapas, Mexico. Elizabeth was a devout member of the Mormon faith. Her family described her as shy, humble, and deeply spiritual. Elizabeth had studied engineering, but her true passion was learning English and spreading the gospel. So when she was awarded a scholarship to study at the Mormon Global Language Center in Provo, Utah, she saw it as the chance of a lifetime. For her, Utah wasn't just a new home. It was the safest place on earth. The perfect place to build her future. Elizabeth moved into a small apartment in Provo. She took a job at a Mexican restaurant to support herself. She stayed in close contact with her family back in Mexico, calling or texting them every single day. Her uncle Rosenberg, who lived nearby, remembers how happy she was. He said, "It was like a dream for her to be here." But that dream lasted only 3 weeks. On a spring afternoon in April 2015, Elizabeth finished her class at the language center. As always, she began her walk home. It was only 1.5 miles, and she followed the same route every day. That afternoon, she texted her sister in Mexico, "I'm walking home." Then she messaged her uncle Rosenberg, asking if he could give her a ride later to the store. After that, nothing. When her family tried reaching her that evening, she didn't respond. First, they hoped she was busy. But as the night went on, their concern turned into panic. This wasn't like Elizabeth. She always replied. The next day, police began searching. From the very beginning, investigators knew something was wrong. Elizabeth had a strict routine. And then suddenly she vanished. No phone activity. No bank transactions. No emails. No social media posts. It was as if she had disappeared into thin air in the middle of the day. Volunteers combed through fields and neighborhoods. Missing posters covered the city. But there were no witnesses. No clues. And no trace of Elizabeth. Investigators looked at everyone close to her. One detail stood out. Elizabeth had told her uncle that a young man wanted to be her boyfriend. She wasn't interested. She told him no. And she said he became upset. Police questioned him and even gave him a polygraph test. But he passed and he was cleared. Then, weeks later, Elizabeth's sister in Mexico received a chilling phone call. A man claimed to have kidnapped her. He demanded $500,000. And he threatened that they would find her body without her head, her legs, or her hands. But Elizabeth's sister stayed calm. She asked to hear her sister's voice. The caller couldn't provide it. The FBI determined it was a hoax. Another cruel twist in the family's nightmare. Months passed and still no answers. The search grew cold. The posters faded. The volunteers stopped showing up. But her family never gave up hope. They prayed every day for her safe return. For police, the case was frustrating and painful. Lieutenant Brandon Post often retraced her route, hoping for something they had missed. He said, "Somebody knows something. Even the smallest detail could be the key." But year after year, the mystery deepened. Then, 3 years later, everything changed. In May of 2018, a man hiking in Hobble Creek Canyon, about 15 miles from Provo, stumbled upon human remains. Clothing was found nearby. Dental records confirmed the family's worst fear. It was Elizabeth. Her disappearance was no longer a missing person case. It was murder. For her family, the discovery was devastating. The prayers for her safe return had ended in tragedy. Her uncle Rosenberg pleaded, "If anybody knows anything, please have compassion. Help us find justice for Elizabeth." To this day, her murder remains unsolved. Who took her life? How did she end up in that canyon? And why has no one come forward? Elizabeth came to America full of hope, faith, and dreams. But those dreams were stolen. Her story is a painful reminder that even in the safest places, darkness can hide in plain sight. Elizabeth Salgado's life was short, But her memory lives on. And her family still waits for justice.